The Paul Leslie Hour, helping people tell their stories. And now, your host, Paul Leslie.
Hey, it's me. Hello and welcome to the Paul Leslie Hour. It's a great pleasure to be at the helm of another excursion. On this episode, I am honored to be with a talented singer who is a passionate performing and recording artist. He sings the songs about what life is made of. Julio Iglesias Jr. is a great vocalist. He has just released an EP appropriately entitled Timeless. If you want to support the mission of the Paul Leslie Hour, everyone is invited to go to patreon.com/the Paul Leslie Hour. Julio, how are you, sir?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you doing, Paul?
Oh, I'm doing great. So where exactly are you at the moment?
At the moment, I am in Miami, Florida. Just got back from a tour in South America, and I'm back where I could call my home, where I live.
So for the people out there that have not been to Miami, how would you describe the area that you live?
Miami. Well, I actually live on Miami Beach. We have beautiful ocean. The summers are very hot and humid. The winters are beautiful because the humidity slows down, and it's just beautiful in the winter. It's extremely hot in the summer. Great variety of people from all over the world live in Miami. It's a very fun city and lots of stuff to do. If you like water sports, if you like good weather, it's a place to be, my friend.
I can't wait to make it back down there. Last night, I was listening to Timeless. I've been listening to it a lot. It's a great album. Julio, why do you sing?
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Why do I sing? I sing because I grew up in a musical family. Music has always been a big part of my life since I was very small. And I'll never forget going on tour with my dad when I was very young and listening to all these great songs and unconsciously, thinking that one day I would go ahead and be a recording artist. And now at age 47, I'm actually going to be 47 in 6 days. Is when I decided about a couple of years ago, 5, 6 years ago, I decided that I wanted to sing all these great songs that I've been listening to for the last 30 years of my life, actually 40 years of my life. So it's wonderful. It's amazing. It's an amazing thing that I'm able to travel the whole world and sing all these timeless songs. That's why my record's called Timeless. That's why my tour is called Timeless. Because all these songs that never die, they never go out of style because they're always there. They're always there.
Around the house, tell us about the types of music that you heard. I mean, not just limited to your father's music. What kind of stuff would you hear on any given Saturday morning?
I heard all kinds of music. I love rock and roll. I grew up listening to a lot of Michael Jackson, Madonna, for example, Billy Joel. I love Billy Joel. There's all kinds of genres of music that I grew up listening to. I pretty much spent my whole life in the U.S. I came to the U.S. when I was 10 years old. So I listened to a lot of American music, but at the same time, I always kept my Latino roots, and I listened to a lot of Spanish music too. So music has always been there and a big part of my life, in general.
I should tell you, Julio, that I grew up in part in the Philippines, and
oh wow,
I would like to know from you, has your Filipino ancestry, has that had any kind of influence on you?
Actually, you know what? My mother's from the Philippines. My grandmother side is from the Philippines. I've been to the Philippines twice in my life. First time I went there was in 1998 when I did promo for my first record that I took out in 97. And, that wasn't the first time. That was the first time as an adult because I was there when I was very young and I barely remember that time in my life. But it's amazing, it's really amazing how my mother and my dad met, how they got married, and my mother being Filipino and my dad being Spanish. And they met when I was, in Spain, in Madrid, because my mother came over to do a of course, to go to school in Spain, and that's how they met. And look at me now. You know, I've got my 30% Filipino in me, and I love going back to the Philippines. I haven't been there in a while, but I would love to go back, and it's a great culture, great people, and just I love being that 30% Filipino. You know, it makes me very proud.
You know, looking through these songs that you recorded on this record, Timeless, these are some of the greatest songs that have ever been written. So what exactly was the process for you picking these songs? How did you come upon these and decide these are the ones I want to do?
Paul, I always have that problem when I do shows in different parts of the world, for example, in the U.S., in Russia, in South America, wherever I go, that's always my biggest dilemma, you know, to make a set list of 22 songs, and I sing in 3 different languages, so it's always hard for me. Depends on where. I just did 6 months ago. I sang in South Dakota. Obviously, when I do a show in South Dakota, most of my repertoire is going to be in English. But I also like to sing a little bit in Spanish because I like to join those cultures, and people enjoy that all over the world too. So now, when it comes to when it comes to choosing the songs, that's always been one of my toughest decisions, because there's so many great songs that my dad does. There's so many great songs, Sinatra, Nat King Cole. I do a lot of. Then there's the other Spanish. There's the French side. So it's just crazy for me to really choose a repertoire that can make everybody happy. You know, it's very difficult because all these songs that I grew up listening to mean so much to me. So I want to perform all of them. You know, it's tough. It's tough. At the same time, it's a blessing that I get a chance to choose from such a big list of great songs. You know.
Absolutely.
So it's a good thing also. Now, when I chose these 5 songs, it was very tough for me. You know, it was tough for me because I love, for example, When I Need You. I have always loved that song. I think it's a great, great, great song, and I've always adored that song. Then, for example, Por el amor de una mujer, Hey and Abrázame have been one of my father's top hits, you know, that I grew up listening to since I was 9 years old. So, but there's so many other songs. I've actually, since I've finished this record, I've been recording more, and I've been writing some music, some original music. So it never ends, you know, it's never ending.
As you were just mentioning, the thing about this album that's pretty cool, I think, is that you can hear songs in Spanish and in English.
Yes.
It must be great being able to reach so many different people.
Don't doubt it. It's always great because it gives you an advantage to those people that are watching you that only speak Spanish, those people that are watching you that only speak English. It's every time I do a show, I always ask the audience how many people speak different languages so I can try to make everybody happy, you know?
You know, it wasn't even 1 mile from where this little studio that I'm recording on my end, it wasn't even 1 mile from here, I saw your father, Julio Iglesias Sr., performing, and
wow.
He was so funny in terms of a lot of the things he said. He really kept the concert going. But I'm curious to know, any singer could learn from Julio Iglesias, but outside of music, what was the thing that your dad taught you?
My dad taught me to be a good person, to work hard, to surround yourself with good people, to know what you want, and to always do your best, and to you know, and to be smart, you know, to try to be smart, which is not easy, you know. But that's what he always said. And just the fact that I got to travel with him and I got to see him in concert so many times, and I got to go on tour with him. I actually just did a tour with him 4 years ago, where I opened up his shows, you know. So I've spent a lot of time with my dad, and I've seen him and I've watched him, and that already is like a big advantage when it comes to. I always say the same thing when I do my shows, and I do a medley of 6-7 songs of my dad. I always say there's nobody in the world that can do it better than me. Because I sing a lot like my dad, I act a lot like my dad, and I look like my dad. So You know, I've got the advantage in that sense.
One of the songs on Timeless that I think you did very, very well, bravo, on When I Need You, which you were just mentioning a moment ago. And you have a song here that it's almost become like a standard. I mean, all the great singers have done it. Leo Sayer, Celine Dion did it. How do you interpret a song that has become so much a part of our popular culture that so many different people have recorded? What technique do you use?
Well, that's a very good question, Paul. I've always loved that song. I love the way my dad sings that song. I love the way my dad recorded that song. I love the way it's produced with the saxo from the beginning, and I just sang it where it felt nice, where it felt great, where it felt me, where I felt comfortable, where I could express all the feeling in that song, you know. And once I heard it, like you said, I loved what I had done. I loved the production on it, and it's actually probably my favorite song in the whole LP.
And where did you record this album?
This album, I recorded it in Tennessee, at a French studio, between Tennessee and Atlanta. My producer was living in Atlanta at the time, and I did vocals in Knoxville, Tennessee, with my good friend Chris Sayas. I recorded the songs there with him, the vocals.
Can you remember the first time you set foot in a recording studio?
Oh, yeah.
Was that an intimidating and exciting? Tell us about that.
That was a weird moment. That was a very weird moment for me because, you know, until you go into the studio and then you listen to yourself, you don't know if you can sing. My voice has changed a lot since I started singing when I was 17, 18, 19. Has changed a lot. There's no comparison. I mean, I listened to my dad singing when he was 21, 22, 23, 24, and there's no comparison to how he sings now. So I feel like the process in my voice is a lot like my dad's in that sense. Like the first time I jumped into the studio, it felt kind of weird. I was like, okay, I guess I have a good ear, but do I have something special in the voice? Is there something special there? That's what makes those great singers. You know?
You were mentioning earlier that you have been writing some songs lately, and I'm just curious to know, what kind of process do you use? Do you write solo or do you write with other people?
I usually write. I usually do a lot of co-writes. So a lot of my good friends are songwriters, great songwriters, and I'm very good with melody. And I'm very good with writing Spanish lyrics. I'm very good with Spanish lyrics, and I'm good with melody. And I know what I like. I know when a melody really strikes my mind, and there's something about it, and something special about it. Which that's why my friends like to do a lot of co-writes with me.
So there's going to be another album coming out soon, I guess.
Yes, this process is never going to end. I'm definitely going to be recording more songs and producing more songs and doing some originals and some more of my dad's songs, and yeah, I think will never end, my friend.
You've had the chance to perform in so many different places.
Yeah.
Europe, as you said, you got back from South America, throughout the United States. What would you say the experience of performing for people all around the world, all different types of people, has taught you?
It has taught me how to be on stage. It has taught me how to appreciate what you do, how to be thankful to be able to do what you love to do. Every time that I go on stage, I just did 8 shows in South America, 8 shows in 2 weeks. It was very hectic, very crazy. But every time I go on stage, I always learn something new, every single time. And I give it my 100%, and that's what makes me truly happy. To be thankful, to be blessed for that I'm able to do what I love to do all over the world.
Well, on the note of gratitude, you've had the chance to record, you've had the chance to perform, you've been able to touch people with your music. What is the best thing about being Julio Iglesias Jr.?
There's nothing bad about being Julio Iglesias Jr. It's amazing. It is amazing. It's amazing that I can go, Paul. It's amazing that I can travel the whole world from every single continent and sing all these songs that I grew up listening to that my dad sings, that I can sing them because my name is Julio Iglesias also. It's unbelievable. I'm blessed. The best thing is when people tell you in the street, I love your dad. I love what you do. I'm so glad that you're doing this because these songs will never go away from my mind. I listen to these songs and they bring me so many memories, and that makes me truly, 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 truly happy and a truly blessed person to be able to do that.
Well, I have two final questions.
Yes, my friend.
This first one, it's kind of simple, but I believe it tells you a lot about a person.
Okay.
What is your all-time favorite meal?
Ultimate favorite meal, my goodness. I am a major, major cheese lover. I love cheese. I put cheese on everything. Anything that has cheese, pasta. I love pizza. I just love cheese. Cheese makes me extremely, extremely happy, my friend.
I want all the listeners out there to go to Julio Iglesias Jr. online.com, Julio Iglesias Jr. online.com. My last question, the beautiful thing about technology and communication these days is we have a chance to reach people around the world. We just never know who is listening. So whoever that person is, wherever they are, male, female, young, old, that's listening to this interview with Julio Iglesias Jr., what would you say to that person?
What I would say to that person is that don't leave for tomorrow what you can do today. Enjoy life to its fullest. Be responsible. Obviously, be responsible. But at the same time, enjoy. Enjoy. Take some risk. Risk is good. Risk is always good. That's it.
Okay, I have one other mini question.
Yes, sir.
One more. How would you define Julio Iglesias Jr.? We have these labels that we put on you, that you're a singer, a performer, a recording artist, but who are you at heart?
I am a good person. I am a person that's a friend of a friend. I give away good energy. I try to make people always smile. Even if I don't feel that great, I always want to make that person next to me feel great.
Well, Julio, you've given me a smile today.
Thank you very much, Paul. Thank you.
Thank you so much for this interview. It's been a great pleasure, and I hope it's not the last time we connect.
Thank you very much, Paul. Thank you. And hopefully see you soon.
All right. You too.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Have a great one.
Boo-bop-a-ree, boo-bop-a-shy, a-kee-na-pa-tee-la-la-ka-see-ka-ba-boo, to-get-con, dig-it-ba-ta-go-leggy, ah-yeah, na-ka-see-da-ba-ya-ga-the-suddenly-walk-the-cheek-along, take on some camp-top-doodly-ba-dee-ka-ba-tee-chee-chee-ka-mong, goodbye.